Welcome to the Spark by Hollywood podcast. I am your host, Devora Goldberg. In this podcast, I guide my listeners through a deeper look into the parallel paradigm of Hollywood versus Jewish ideas, love, relationships, and empowerment, and uncover which one is truly attainable and sustainable for us as Jews to achieve. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Sparked by Hollywood podcast. So here's a trivia question for you. How simple can an abortion get? I'll help you out here. It's as easy as an abortion pill. Not too long ago, Jex Blackmore, a Detroit activist, was interviewed on Fox 2 on the topic of abortion access, where she was pretty vocal on the simplicity and the effectiveness of obtaining the abortion medication. To prove her point, she stated on air, "I want to show you how easy it is and now how safe it is by taking it myself." And on live TV, I kid you not, she downed the pill with a sip of water. You're not pregnant, are you? The news anchor asked her. "Well, I would say that this would end a pregnancy," Blackmore responded. "This," she said, "is going to be my third abortion." Imagine the shock effect. The speechless news anchor at that moment. See, the abortion pill has overtaken the news headlines. No longer is abortion about brutality, about the killing of the fetus, about how inhumane it is. Why? Because there's the pill, mifepristone. They say it's easy, right? They say it's seamless, it's accessible. You can order it in the mail. You can do it in the ease of your own home. Just pop it in your mouth and the pregnancy is done. Oh, you don't want the baby? You find yourself pregnant and you don't want the baby? What do they say? Just disregard the potential life of this future fetus. After all, it's all about the woman, right? It's all about her body. It's all about her choice. She doesn't want the baby, so get rid of it. Let her have the last word. It's interesting because even years ago, before mifepristone was available, people were very outspoken on the abortions that they had, especially Hollywood celebrities. And because on this podcast, we talk about celebrities, we talk about Hollywood all the time, let's dive in. Chelsea Handler once wrote a personal essay for Playboy, and she discussed the abortion that she had at the age of 16. So Chelsea recalled her thought process at the time, saying, "When I first found out, I thought, yay, I'm pregnant. I mean, why not? I can have a baby. Perhaps I'll have twins and I'll give them rhyming names." And then I thought, the idea that I would have a child and raise it by myself at that age, at the age of 16, when I couldn't even find my way home at night, was absolutely ridiculous. My parents recognized that, she said, so they acted like good parents and they took me to Planned Parenthood. Ridiculous to raise a child by yourself, Chelsea? Ridiculous to be pregnant at 16? I absolutely agree with you, especially since you probably could have controlled the situation. How? We'll find out. Another celebrity, Jemima Kirk, she's a mother of two, and she described her previous abortion that she had in 2007. So she said, "I became pregnant with my boyfriend at the time, and I just wasn't sure that I wanted to be attached to this person for the rest of my life. My life was just not conducive to raising a happy, healthy child." Not ready to raise the child, Jemima? Then let's not engage in activities that will probably produce a real, live, breathing, precious fetus. And then we have Nicki Minaj. She described what it was like finding out that she was pregnant. She said, I really thought I was going to die. I mean, I was a teenager. I wasn't ready. I didn't have anything to offer a child. Not ready, Nicki? Then perhaps teenagers should keep their friendships out of the bedrooms, out of each other's beds. Then this problem probably wouldn't even arise. And then finally, we have Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi was very vocal about her 7 abortions that she had by the age of about 25. She describes how she first got pregnant when she was 14. She got married a few years later. However, she divorced soon after, obviously becoming single, and she found herself pregnant once again after that. Given her story of all these pregnancies and the abortions she had thereafter, it's really no surprise that Whoopi was strongly opposed to the Roe versus Wade Supreme Court case, which at the time threatened to overturn legalized abortions nationwide. So what did Whoopi say? She was pretty vocal. She was raging. She was angry. You gotta be kidding, she said. I mean, you've got people telling me I gotta keep my pregnancy. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta listen to their opinion. It's about this baby who has to be born. Everyone is telling me what to do with my body. My doctor, myself, and my child. That's who makes the decision about abortion. Which makes me chuckle for a moment because the baby has no say here, and we know that. But Whoopi continued. And she said that women decide when something is not right for them. They're going to decide and they're going to take it into their own hands because we're tired of tripping over other women in public bathrooms who were giving themselves abortions because there was nowhere safe, nowhere clean, and nowhere to go. I don't know which bathroom she goes to. I mean, the public bathrooms I hang out in, at the airport, Starbucks, wherever it is. I thank God, I haven't seen people giving themselves abortion. It must be horrifying. And Whoopi wasn't finished. She ended off saying, getting an abortion and making that decision is not easy. It's not something people do lightly. Huh, you don't say. Really? It's not something people do lightly? But the step before the abortion is taken lightly. It's taken too lightly. As lightly and as easy as having sex with whomever one pleases. No big deal, right? Just have fun. Just hook up. Just express your love. Oh, you don't want to get pregnant? All right, make sure you're protected. Oh, you messed up? Well, take charge of your body and decide if it's right for you to have the baby or not. And if you don't want it, well, it's your right. It's your body. But there's a caveat here, because if you're going to empower a woman about her rights to her body, then you have to hand over her rights completely, 100%. And what do I mean by that? See, it's important, Whoopi, to let this woman know that her first and primal right is to choose whether she wants to have a one-timer, whether she wants to hook up and expose her body for short-term sexual gratification with just about anyone or not, because she has that choice. In other words, when we educate women that they aren't just a body, that they are also a spark, that they contain this inner godly spark, and that their worth, that they spread to their family, their friends, their co-workers, and society as a whole, is much more than quick one-offs with any man she meets, any boyfriend she has. Instead of ending up in bed with him, she could actually engage in meaningful conversations without overdosing on alcohol, so that she can make a level-headed decision to do what? To say goodbye finish that engagement, that talking, that connection, that date, whatever they're doing, and leave for the evening. Call it quits. Put an end to it. Put a period without getting into bed. Yes, she has the power to choose when she will engage in sexual intimacy. She has the power to make it exclusively for marriage, if she wants. For her husband, that she'll meet one day, she'll make it exclusive for when they're ready to have children. And when she becomes pregnant, she'll want to give that child a beautiful upbringing in a warm, in a loving, and a wholesome family. Ladies, it takes one woman at a time. And each time a woman says no, she lowers the abortion rate. She lowers the bar for terminating the beautiful potential of life and raises the bar simultaneously for relationships with integrity and meaning. The empowerment that Whoopi spreads amongst her fans and women across the globe is actually powerful. I do love her passion. I do love her devotion, drawing women to know their bodies and to know what's best for them. But now, let's complete the picture. Let's complete the picture in true empowerment. What does that look like? Women setting the precedent for wholesome relationships, for real values, and healthy, full-term pregnancies.
Thank you for joining me for today's episode. If you are loving the Spark by Hollywood podcast, kindly leave me a 5-star review on the platform that you're listening on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Sparked by Hollywood. That's where the conversations happen. That's where I give you extra content on all my episodes and where you can send me your feedback, your comments, and questions. And finally, in a world where we are all enamored by the spark of Hollywood and its celebrities, always remember your own spark that you carry within you that makes you the gift that the world needs to shine that much brighter. I'll catch you in the next episode.